From the skyscrapers of Midtown to the thoroughfares that border Grand Central Terminal, the family's name has quietly dominated the city's commercial center for nearly a century. This is the story of the Rudin family, a real estate dynasty that has come to dominate Manhattan's office buildings and residential developments, to the extent that they are regarded as one of the most influential landlord families in America. The story of the Rudin family begins in the early 20th century in New York City. Like many other tales of immigrant achievement from this period, this one begins with modest beginnings. The patriarch of the family, Samuel Rudin, began acquiring small apartment buildings in Manhattan during the 1920s and 1930s. During this period, New York City was rapidly evolving into a world capital of finance and culture. Skyscrapers were sprouting up from the ground, Wall Street was thriving, and immigrants were pouring into the city. But there was something that Rudin knew that others did not. Land is finite, yet demand is infinite. Instead of speculating wildly, Rudin decided to focus on acquiring properties. He bought properties during the economic downturns and held on to them for a long time. This strategy laid the groundwork for what would later become the Rudin Management Company. The Great Depression was a period that tested every landlord in America. The value of properties was greatly reduced, and the economy was suffering. However, families such as the Rudins, who had a conservative debt structure, were able to pull through this period. The family was able to pull through this period because of their conservative debt structure. New York experienced a new era of corporate growth after World War II. Midtown Manhattan became the center of American business power. The Rudin family decided to focus on developing commercial offices. The family was able to position itself to provide services to large corporations. The family developed some of the most recognizable office spaces within Manhattan, particularly along the Grand Central Corridor, which is considered one of the most valuable commercial areas in the world. One of the developments that the Rudin family has been involved with that stands out is the 345 Park Avenue building, which has been the headquarters for many financial institutions and corporations. This and other developments helped the Rudin family establish themselves as more than just landlords, but also as business partners for many large corporations. This stands out especially compared to other developers who only develop properties and then sell them, as the Rudin family has maintained ownership over the properties, which has helped them establish themselves as the ultimate owners of prime real estate. The Rudin family has also been involved with the revitalization of the Times Square area, which in the 1970s and 80s had become a hub for criminal activity. But with the crime rates dropping and the revitalization efforts starting, the real estate families, including the Rudins, helped restore the commercial integrity of the city. The leadership then changed hands from Samuel Rudin to his son, Louis Rudin, who also became a prominent figure in the city of New York. Louis was not only involved in the real estate business, but he also participated in public services, discussing the development of the city. Under his leadership, the Rudin family consolidated its position in the business of leasing offices, while keeping a low public profile compared to other, more glamorous real estate tycoons. Today, the Rudin family business is run by the third generation, with Bill Rudin, who has overseen the modernization of the properties in line with changing patterns of work. The COVID-19 pandemic has been one of the biggest tests for the real estate business in the city of New York. Again, the Rudin family has relied on its stability and willingness to change. Business neighborhoods. The Rudin real estate portfolio is comprised of millions of square feet of commercial and residential space. The Rudins are not like publicly traded real estate investment trusts, which are pressured by quarterly earnings reports. The Rudin family is a private real estate business. This allows them the time horizon of decades, not quarters. The Rudin family is not in the business of selling its trophy properties. This has cemented the Rudin real estate dynasty as an enduring fixture on the New York City skyline. Being the dominant force in the New York real estate market is not without controversy. The debate about rising rents, affordability, and the issue of gentrification is always present in the New York City political dialogue. The real estate families are often at the center of the debate about the future of the city's rental laws. While the Rudin real estate dynasty is not associated with mass residential rentals, they are associated with the real estate industry. Yet another aspect of the Rudin legacy is civic involvement. The Rudin family has taken part in philanthropic and civic initiatives. This is yet another tradition of New York City real estate dynasties. A city in which real estate and politics are so intertwined means relationships are as important as the square footage. To grasp the Rudin dynasty's power, one has to grasp the city itself. It is only 23 square miles. The amount of buildable land is scarce. Zoning is complicated. Building takes money, political skills, and time. Those who own the best pieces of properties for decades are now billionaires based on nothing but geography and time. The Rudin model is an extension of the larger understanding of elite real estate dynasties. While hedge fund managers make fortunes based on market fluctuations, and tech moguls build fortunes based on the digital revolution, the real estate elite build their fortunes based on accumulation. Real estate families, such as the Rudins, own the physical ground in what may be the most valuable city on earth. Now, as global investors look to real estate in Manhattan as a safe haven investment, the Rudins are a part of the economic fabric of New York City. From Park Avenue skyscrapers to real estate near Grand Central Terminal, thousands of working professionals are in offices owned or managed by the Rudin family, likely unaware of the real estate dynasty behind the leases. Their history is not one of sudden wealth creation, but of a family accumulating wealth over almost a century of measured growth, careful money management, and patience. Through recessions, fiscal crises, terrorist attacks, financial system collapses, and a pandemic, New York City real estate has been written off time and time again as a declining investment opportunity. But each time, real estate in New York City has rebounded, and so have the Rudins. In the world of billionaires and power, some are loud and proud, and some are quiet and proud. The Rudin family is the latter, and their measure of power is not in the press, but in the footage of the buildings they own. If one were to look out onto the horizon of the New York City skyline, with the rows of glass and steel towering over the waters of the Hudson River, and the hustle and bustle of the streets near Grand Central, they would be seeing the culmination of decisions and actions taken by families who have understood the power of playing the long game. And of these, the Rudin family is one of the stalwarts of the New York City commercial real estate industry. And in an industry where ownership of even a small portion of the central part of Manhattan puts one in the elite group of people who will determine the course of history, the Rudin family may not own everything, but they have for generations helped to define the commercial face of America's most iconic city. And in an industry where ownership is power and power is legacy, they have certainly achieved it.